Okay, a little bit behind where I want to be right now. Yeah, I'll explain a little bit later about what's happened. It's kind of throwing my plans a little bit off, but I think we can recover very slightly.
As you watch me walk through Charles de Gaulle Airport, let me fill you in on exactly what's going on. So, I've been to Paris 8 years ago, and on that trip I did the usual tourist things. I went to the Eiffel Tower, even went up the Eiffel Tower. I climbed the many stairs of the Arc de Triomphe, and even went to the Louvre where I saw my girl Mona. Hey, she always has a smile when she sees me. So this time I have an 8-hour layover. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do some not touristy stuff and just see what happens. And I did absolutely no research on this at all before. I've been busy the past few weeks, so I just kind of let it go and said, you know what, I'm going to vibe. All I knew was I had 8-hour layover, which means I had 4 hours to play with. The key word was had and was. As a result of a couple delays and the criminal amount of time that it's taken me to get to the airport and a miscalculation by yours truly, my time is being cut short as I'm walking through the endless maze that is the airport. And things aren't going according to plan. And when things don't go according to plan, I don't really do too well. And if you want to see me go through the bargaining process of this, check this clip, and also a tip about Paris travel during layovers. It is currently 9:35. This train's supposed to leave in about 5 or so minutes. So by the time I get there, it'll be like 10, 15, so that, which gives me about an hour 45 conservatively. I may be able to push it, but we'll see how lucky I feel. The whole thing is, if you're in Paris for a layover, what you can do is, instead of getting like separate train tickets into the city and metro passes, you can get you one of these little things. Apparently it's an all access pass to like for the train and the metro. It's about, I believe, about 22.5 euros. So really round trip to and from the city on the train, like you've already paid for it already. So this gives you access to the metro just like that. So I think it's a good value. I know I don't really pay attention to French news, but I know there's a lot of strikes, protests that happen in Paris, it being the capital city, and just around the world there's just a lot of contentious things happening. But one thing within just 5 minutes of being in the main city I'm finding is, if you look at this statue here, I don't know who that's supposed to be or what that's supposed to represent, just the amount of graffiti that is all over it. Like the graffiti, the signs on some of the other sides, on one of the other sides, I'm not sure if I can find it again. There is a sign talking about fascism. I'm not sure if it's for or against, and I know there's some Antifa stuff here, but yeah, I'm just, again, just in awe of one, just the sheer volume of graffiti, but also look at how high they got up there. That is dedication to whatever your cause is and like the message you're trying to communicate. So yeah, just leaving there where we just saw the graffiti in the statue that's like sitting behind me, even walking down the Charles Saint Martin, there's just more signs, graffiti, art, not really art, protests. Again, I don't know what any of this means, if this is just standard operating procedure here, or again, there's just a lot of stuff going here. Okay, then so there's an election. I know Britain just had one. I'm not sure where France is. I believe France is in the middle of their election season now. I think I saw something just the other day that's indicating there's an election that either has just passed or is coming up really soon, I believe. I'll have to check later. But yeah, I'm just finding that pretty interesting, like just how vocal everyone is. As you can see, just more stuff. Like, you know, otherwise what you would like see or consider a pretty, you know, otherwise like decent neighborhood.
Know what aim this is. Normally I do a lot of my research, but this time I am just flat out winging it. It looks actually pretty good. It's a shame that you know, the sun's hiding behind some clouds. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure this would be otherwise, like, with the lighting, just a really beautiful place.
A few moments later.
You know what? I actually take back what I said earlier about the weather being crummy. It's actually great because I just realized I've been out here for about, I think about half an hour, 45 minutes. And this is the first day in about a week and a half where I am not totally baking. And it feels great. You know, thank you, Overcast. Because otherwise I would be probably about to keel over right now. So there's one where they can, you know, like raise, or like they can raise like the ships in these little holes here, in these locks. So that's zoomed in way too much. All right, let's go back. So we actually, the first one, you don't even, you couldn't even see the first one. But right here, I guess boats will come either in or out. In the first lock, it raises, I'm assuming, to where we see that water, see that water line. And we're going to keep on going, raise or lower, depending on the direction that the boat is going. Obviously, I'm not insulting anyone's intelligence. Again, I am a nerd. I find this like pretty awesome. See, we have the second lock here, or third. I'm really losing count. So we have this lock, which raises it up to this level, so it's right here. So I'm not sure if these gentlemen are just working on it or if they're anticipating a boat coming through. And there's a final one here where it's not that steep of a drop or climb. It's pretty manageable. It's pretty manageable. Oh, that's cool. Didn't expect that to find that here. I know not as exciting as the Eiffel Tower or the Arc de Triomphe, like things that people come here to see normally. But you know, there's like some good hidden gems to be found. That if you're just a nerd like me or just really bored, that's also me. You can find interesting things to be entertained. I didn't have a chance to catch it, but I met this awesome Vietnamese family here. They're from Vietnam, just visiting Paris. They asked me if I could take a picture of them, and of course, using their phone, so they gather their memories. And I mentioned, hey, I was just in Hanoi last year. I'm going back in a few months, and they were really excited. One of the things that I love just like talking to people is when you mentioned or just talk about that you've at least visited the place that they're from, and like they just start lighting up and they're like, oh my goodness. It's like for me it's awesome to kind of share like just those little moments. So having been here only one time before, and granted it was only for 3 days, only for a course of 3 days, but I could just say me and Paris just didn't click. I know I have friends where Paris is like their absolute favorite city on the planet, and me, it's terribly overrated. And granted, I'm not doing the usual, you know, like romantic or touristy stuff this time, but just walking through the parts that I walk through now and just catching the vibe once again, it just solidifies to me that the best part of being here in Paris is about in a few hours when I leave. That's gonna be the absolute best part. But I don't know, maybe I'm not being fair. So if I'm doing Paris wrong and I need to give it one more try, one more chance, just like drop a comment, like let me know, give me some recs so I can really give this city a fair shot. Honestly, I have no idea what I was expecting coming here on a Monday morning. I guess people have other things to do, like, I don't know, work, because it's looking kind of dead. Yep, just people going about their lives, but got a few folks out, but yeah, it seems kind of empty. But again, assuming that's because it's Monday morning and people got other things to do than just walk around and sitting in cafes, drinking their coffee, smoking their cigarettes, and just being out. Got to be productive, I suppose. Maybe I could learn something from them. French cafe, like slash restaurant. Got me some veal, red wine, bread, and a nice spot where I can people watch at the center here. And this is why I over plan everything, because when I go just fly by the seat of my pants, it's not as exciting as it would be. But hey, sometimes you just gotta go with the flow, and even if nothing happens, nothing happens.
After my Parisian lunch, it was time to head back to the airport so I don't miss my flight to wherever I'm going. So yeah, today didn't quite go the way I planned, but that's fine. A lot of it was, some happenstance, also some lack of planning. Maybe if I had some better suggestions for Paris, then we can try this again. So if you have any other ideas, please drop a comment, let me know, and I might try to do this again, this time with a little bit longer than an hour and a half, hopefully all day at least. But yeah, so where am I going next? You guys stay tuned to find out.